Friends, today I have the lowest in the line of Oscar Schmidt guitars. I've become sort of popular, I guess, for reviewing these guitars, starting with the OE30, which is a hollow body, doing the OS50, which is like an SG. I've done the OE20, which is a Les Paul type guitar. All of those are superb guitars. They start at price of about maybe 240, 250 bucks down to about 160, 59 bucks for the OS50. So, and all of them I've found to be honestly, very superb guitars that you could go out and gig with. So I guess I wanted to go to the very bottom of the line and see just how far you have to go down the line in the Oscar Schmidt line of Washburn. They're owned a subsidiary of Washburn. They're all made in China. They're knockoffs of Strats and SGs and so forth. I've not found a Tele. They make a Tele also, but this is the Stratocaster copy, which retails for about $99. So what can you get for $99? That's kind of what I'm looking at. And is it a good guitar? First, let's play it. Let's listen to a few sounds, and I'll show you kind of how it sounds. It's not exactly like a Strat, but it sounds pretty close, and you get a pretty good single coil sound. But we'll go ahead and play some first. I'm on the bridge position. Everything's dialed straight up. I'm playing through a Vox VT20X on I think it's called the Deluxe Clean, and I've got a little bit of plate reverb. Let's go to the next position, the middle and bridge pickup. I've got a little bit of a buzz on this string, on the B. And it's to do with the nut, the way the nut is cut up here. So you're going to be hearing that a little bit. Let's go to the middle position. Let's hear the bridge and middle pickup. Let's hear the front pickup. Got a little bit of like a Marshall sound just to get some distortion. So I got the Vox set to a Brit 800 for this one. Here's the boutique setting on the Vox. Here's an AC30 sound. So let's talk about this guitar for a minute. Let me tell you some of the pros and cons about this. So this is the first of the Oscar Schmidt guitars that I've not been 100% pleased with. I mean, I say 100%. Almost all of them have a little something you take issue with. But this one has multiple things that I take issue with. But let me tell you what the good things are. And it's $99 guitar. How good a guitar can you get for that? Well, one thing I can say is it's a beautiful piece of wood. Let me take it off the strap for a second and show you. That is a pretty little guitar. Made in China. It made at rock bottom price. But the wood itself is great. The neck itself is quite nice. It's very varnished. You know, you've got this sort of, I guess, rosewood inlay over the top. The fret work is quite good. I mean, there's no sharpness of frets. There's no fret sprout at all on it. The neck actually is one of the nicer things about it. The electronics in it, you know, when I first got this guitar, I've had it for about 3 or 4 weeks now. I've been playing and messing with it. And I had no problem with any of the electronics so much except that they're a little bit bright. The pickups are not quite what I'm looking for in a Strat, but still not bad. I mean, they could be used, and depending on how you set your amp and everything, and how you set your tone knobs, you're going to get a pretty good Stratocaster type sound. This switch has gone bad on me. I've just had difficulty with this switch, or this input here, and input jack. So I'm sure if I took this off, I could see there may be something bent in there or wrong. I purposefully did not tear into this guitar for just purposes of the review. All the rest of my review just straight out of the box. So this is giving me trouble. The pickups sound okay. I think almost anybody that got this as a beginner guitar would like it a lot in the beginning. And at some point, you want to invest in a little bit better pickups. And I don't know how much you could get away with. You know, I'm sure there'll be some people here that do guitar repair and do updates and overhauls of guitars. Could tell you what maybe some better pickup selections would be. The thing is, do you want to put that into a $100 guitar? How good is the guitar minus any problems you might have with electronics? It's pretty good. I really like the way it feels. The neck feels great. When it came to me, it was slightly, there's a little too much relief on the neck, and so I did truss it, and it worked. The truss rod worked okay for a $100 guitar. I was wondering if I'm wasting my time, but I was able to get the neck straightened out to about the point where I like it. I did adjust back here, lowering the action a little bit in the back, and I also did set the intonation. And so it came from the factory needing a little bit of work. I probably spent an hour between trussing the neck, setting everything for not kind of an optimal setup back here in the back, and then also getting the intonation just right. And so the issues I have at this point are this is not working well. I'm going to have to go in there and see what I can do to fix this and make it so that the cord connects and it doesn't. I'm getting cutouts. And then also that one place, whoever cut the nut for this, which is actually a really nice nut. I'm going to hold it up there close so you can see it a little better. They may have cut that just a little too much, because when I press on the B string here, I get no buzz. And it almost sounds like a sitar. It's a little bit of buzz and a little bit, maybe too much spacer on that B string. The frets seem to be really nice. The tremolo, or the vibrato bar back here, is actually not set. I'm not sure if I could route it out a little bit. It doesn't pull backward, it only goes forward. You know, I'm wrong, it goes back a little, doesn't it? Not much though. It does. It's not carved in such a way that you can actually pull backward on that very much. You might get maybe half a step or something, or a little bit of upward, backward motion. Interestingly, it stays in tune quite well, even when you play around with the vibrato bar. And so the tuners on it, which I'm sure are the cheapest possible tuners you could buy, actually work real well. You've got a double string tree here, and it looks like, you know, I just noticed that fourth string here, which should be underneath the thing. I did not even notice it came from the factory this way. It's not even under that, but I had no issues with any problem with the D string there. So I don't know why that it just came and it wasn't even under there. So these are the original strings that came with it. How would I rate this guitar? You know, I would say change out the pickups and fix this. It just needs a new electronics. But you know, you heard what it sounded like. It can be made to sound pretty decent. So you know, what things I think are a little bit odd. You see how your neck comes through up here, and it goes beyond. It goes actually beyond the nut. I think that's kind of unusual. But I've seen this on some other cheaper Chinese guitars, and so I have another one that I actually bought to compare this with another $99 one. It's called a Main Street guitar, and I'll do a review on it as well. What I can say is that this guitar plays really great now. If you don't mind the fact that this is really glossy, you might actually could sand that down some. It's very glossy, but my hand doesn't particularly stick to it. It's lightweight. It would be a great first guitar as long as you can count on the. You know, like I said, I don't like the fact that I'm having problems now with this input, with the chord input place here, and the pickups. Again, kind of interesting. I don't think they sound like a Stratocaster. I think they sound, but they still do sound single coil enough. I mean, I guess it depends on what your application is. If you're really trying to replicate a Strat, I'd say you'd have to go to, one of the Squires by Fender. But if, it's also unusual and interesting sounding. I don't know if I would immediately replace this. I just got to know that this would work. And I think this nut does need some work. The neck's super comfortable. It plays really easy, and that is a gorgeous little piece of wood. It's such a pretty little thing. I do want to put maybe some new pickups. I may just totally change out the pick guard and get some new pickups and stuff and put in it. But for a beginner guitar player, for $100, again, really nice job. I mean, see, I guess what conflicts me about this is if I compare this to one of their $200 models, let's say the OS50, which is the SG model. It's almost flawless. You can get that one for like $169. So that would mean, but then again, if you're looking for a 3 pickup configuration, I'd say from a playability point of view, it's about a 7.5 to 8. It plays really well. A nice neck, nice fretwork, tuners that stay in tune. Vibrato bar or tremolo bar, or whatever you want to call it, that works okay, just doesn't go backward. It plays really, really good going down. I haven't tried to totally kill it. Let's just do that for a minute. And I can hear some slippage going on up here, but let's see what we got now. I'm out a little, which I would have expected. So yeah, it's not like a locking tremolo or anything, vibrato. And I think probably I would have been better if I'd put some graph type stuff up here. These little things, string trees like this, you can replace those for $7 or $8 with something that's graphite, and then you won't have that kind of anything grabbing in there too. So yeah, for $100, is it worth it? I say it's to be a great practice guitar, great learning guitar. Maybe as long as all this is functioning right, even go out and play in church, or play in a beginner band or something like that. I don't think I would go gig with this guitar as it is, as I've received it, and just because I just don't know that I could depend on the electronics in it. But every other one I've gotten to this point, even the OS50 at $159, I would go out and gig with it, and I have been playing some when I go out and jam with my friends and stuff. I'm not really playing in a band anymore. But there you go. So yeah, if anyone else has one of these guitars, can tell me if you've had any issues with it or not. Not a bad purchase, just not the best purchase from Oscar Schmidt.